Amen.
Amen.
We picked up a number of points yesterday.
Včera sme sa pozreli na niekoľko bodov.
The subject that we're looking at is
To,
sanctification.
na čo sa pozeráme, je posvetenie.
And I know people probably thinking we haven't even looked at the word yet,
A viem, že ľudia si asi myslia, že ešte sme na to slovo sa ani nepozreli,
but every single one of us
ale každý jeden z nás
has some kind of working understanding of what that word means.
má určité porozumenie toho, čo to slovo znamená.
And if I didn't ask you to define what prophecy was
Keby som
or what morality was, if I didn't ask you to define them,
Keby som po vás nechcela, aby ste mi definovali, čo je to proroctvo alebo morálka,
but I just used those two words, prophecy, morality,
ale len by som tieto dve slova používal,
every single one of us has some kind of concept of what those two things mean.
každý z nás má v sebe určitý nejaký koncept toho, čo tieto dve slova znamenajú.
I think on investigation we'd probably find that our definitions are either inaccurate or maybe even wrong.
A možno, že by sme zistili, že tie naše definície sú buď nesprávne alebo nepresné.
But we all have some kind of understanding of what they
Ale
mean.
vždy máme nejaké porozumenie toho, čo znamenajú.
And if I were to ask
Keby
you,
som sa vás mal spýtať,
if you had two boxes, a prophecy box or a
že
moral
máme tu
box,
dve kolónky, proroctvo a morálka,
where would sanctification
kam
go?
by išlo posvetenie?
Without proving it or
Bez toho, aby sme
explaining it,
to nejako vysvetľovali alebo dokazovali.
which box would you put
Kam by ste
sanctification in?
dali posvetenie?
I'm suggesting all of us would put it
Ja
into
si
this
myslím,
box,
že my by sme to dali
moral
sem do tej
box.
morálky.
It just has that feel to it.
Má to proste taký na nás dojem.
And if that's where you
Ak
place
to je
it,
miesto, kam to dávame,
then that is telling me, and it should be telling
to
you,
hovorí aj mne a asi aj vám by malo,
that all of us are
že sme
victims.
všetci obete,
We're victims of a murder case.
prípadu vraždy.
We've all been killed
Boli sme zabití
by our forefathers.
našimi otcami.
We came into Adventism
Prišli sme do adventizmu,
hoping for life,
dúfajúc v život,
and what we ended up having is death.
a s čím sme skončili je smrť.
I say Adventism.
Adventizmus,
For some of us, it was
pre
Christianity.
niektorých z nás to bolo kresťanstvo.
If you came from the world straight into Christianity through this church,
Ak ste prišli zo sveta priamo ku kresťanstvu cez túto cirkev,
instead of receiving life from this church, you've received a death sentence.
miesto, aby ste získali v tejto cirkvi život, získali ste ortiel smrti.
Some of us were already Christians,
Sme kresťania
and we stumbled our way into this church,
a my sme sa potkli na ceste k tejto cirkvi
hoping for life,
a dúfali sme v život,
and we ended up receiving knowledge
získali sme poznanie,
which killed
ktoré
us.
nás zabilo.
Some of you, or for some of you, this will resonate,
Pre niektorých z vás toto rezonuje.
vibrate, which means, it will resonate. So I'll restate that. For some of us,
Pre niektorých z nás
that experience, they will recognize it.
je toto skúsenosť, ktorú rozpoznajú.
They'll recognize, yes, I came into this church looking for life, and it's just been miserable.
Povedia, áno, prišiel som do tejto cirkvi s nádejami nájsť život a bolo to pre mňa zlá skúsenosť.
Others of us,
Iní z nás
we might still think that everything's going
si
good,
možno stále myslia, že všetko ide v poriadku a je dobré.
but it's very rare and far between that you find anybody who has a positive experience in this church.
Ale je to veľmi zriedkavé nájsť niekoho, kto má pozitívnu skúsenosť duchovnú v tejto cirkvi.
Just want to read a verse.
Budeme čítať verš.
That explains your
Ktorý
situation
vysvetľuje našu
and mine.
situáciu. Vašu.
Matthew 23.
Matúš 23.
Matthew 23,
Matúš 23.
verse 15.
15. verš.
Matthew 23, 15.
Matúš 23, 15.
Are we there? Woe unto you, leaders of the church.
Beda vám, vedúci cirkvi.
That's not English, that's my paraphrase.
To som parafrazoval, to tak nie je v
It's just the
angličtine.
same as yours. You hypocrites,
Pokrytci.
you travel across the sea and the land
Pretože obchádzate more i suchú zem, aby ste učinili
to
jedného
convert a
novoverca.
person, to bring them into the church.
Aby ste ich priviedli do cirkvi.
And when you've achieved this,
A keď sa vám to podarí,
you make them like yourself.
urobíte ich takého, akým ste vy.
And they think
A oni si myslia,
you've turned them into a Christian,
že sa stali kresťanmi
but you've made them a child of Satan,
a vy ste z nich urobili
which they already
syna
were,
satana. To už boli.
and now they're twice as bad as you.
A teraz sú dvakrát horšie ako vy.
So this is the experience for most of us who enter into Adventism.
Toto je skúsenosť väčšinou z nás, ktorí vošli do adventizmu.
We were already children of Satan.
Už sme boli deťmi satanovmi.
We looked for life and we received death.
Hľadali sme život a dostali sme smrť.
And one of the things that would indicate that
Jedna z vecí, ktoré to indikuje,
is because you'd put the word sanctification in this moral box.
je, že dávame posvetenie do morálky.
So that's why we're looking at this subject,
Preto sa pozeráme na túto tému.
because we have a misconception of sanctification
Lebo máme nepochopenie posvetenia.
and we don't have good working models of what prophecy and morality are.
A nemáme dobre fungujúce modely toho, čo je proroctvo a morálka.
So besides learning some general concepts, learning some rules, some methodology,
Okrem toho, že sa učíme metodológiu a nejaké také všeobecné koncepty,
which hopefully we're doing through our class,
to snáď robíme na tej hodine.
the purpose of the class is to explore this issue.
Zámer celej našej hodiny je skúmať tento problém.
So we've been doing this mostly through the parable of Matthew 13, the subject of the tares.
Toto sme robili v podobenstve Matúša 13, kde sa hovorí o tých pleveloch, o pleveli.
And we've also looked at the story of Anna Phillips.
Tiež sme sa pozerali
Second
na
Selected
Annu Phillips, na ten jej príbeh.
Both have relevance and fulfillment in our history.
Obe sa naplňajú v našich dejinách.
So I've tried to explain this issue, or the reason why we're even discussing this issue,
Pokúšal som sa vysvetliť tento problém alebo dôvod, prečo o ňom diskutujeme,
from the perspective of the servants and the wheat.
Z perspektívy tých služobníkov a tej pšenice.
Brother Roland,
Roland,
could you explain
mohol by si vysvetliť
in a very short way
veľmi v krátkosti,
what we learn about the servant and the wheat?
čo sme sa naučili o služobníkovi a pšenici?
What can this story teach us?
Čo nás môže naučiť tento príbeh?
It can teach us many things,
Môže nás naučiť mnohému,
but the perspective I wanted us to see was the issue of the servants and the issue of the wheat.
tú perspektívu, ktorú ja sa chcem pozerať, sú služobníci a pšenica.
Das Thema so um die Diener und des Weizens.
Ja, wir haben 2 Punkte, die wir mitnehmen können.
We have 2 points we can take with us.
We have
Einmal stellen wir die Diener dar und einmal den Weizen.
We have one time the servants and one time
one
the
sec.
wheat.
Can Shemaine hear you on your mic?
No.
So I need to translate. I need to do it in English.
Okay.
So start again.
Wir haben 2 Punkte, die wir lernen können.
So we have 2 points we can learn.
We have 2 points or 2 perspectives.
Takže máme dve perspektívy.
Einmal stellen wir die Diener dar und einmal den Weizen.
One time we have the servants and one time we have the wheat.
We have the servants and the wheat.
Raz máme služobníkov, raz máme pšenicu.
Einmal wird der Weizen gerichtet.
One time the wheat is being judged.
Raz
When we
je
think about the
súdená tá
wheat,
pšenica.
The wheat is being judged.
Und einmal werden die Diener richten.
And one time the servants judge.
A
And
raz
another perspective is that the
súdia tí
servants are
služobníci.
judging.
Das ist die Kurzfassung.
That is the short version.
To je taká skratka.
So who are the that's the short version, sorry. Who are the servants and who are the wheat?
Kto sú služobníci a kto je tá pšenica?
Sind beides wir aus verschiedenen Perspektiven oder Angehensweisen.
It's both us coming from different perspectives.
Obe sme my, ale z
So-
rôznych perspektív.
Parable, the purpose of the parable from the perspective that we want to see it
Takže zámer toho podobenstva z tej perspektívy, akú my máme,
is that this parable teaches something about us.
je, že to podobenstvo nás učí niečo o nás.
Sister Catherine, who is us? Who are we?
Kto sme my?
On the board.
Na tabuli.
No. Who are we?
Kým sme my?
Children of God.
We're the children of God.
Sme Božie deti.
So this is a story about the children of God from 2 different perspectives.
Toto je príbeh Božieho ľudu z dvoch perspektív.
One perspective is from that of the wheat.
Jedna perspektíva je pšenica.
You're a wheat plant
Sme
and you're
pšenica,
stuck in the ground
zasadená v zemi.
and you've grown up
Vyrastieme,
and you're looking around
pozeráme sa,
and there's people,
sú tam ľudia,
these servants, who keep on coming checking on you.
ktorí na nás sa pozerajú.
It's one perspective.
To je jedna perspektíva.
The other perspective
Tá druhá perspektíva
is of the servant.
je z perspektívy
The
služobníka.
servant is over here
Služobník je tu
and he's looking at these plants,
a pozerá sa na rastliny
checking them, investigating them.
a sleduje ich, dáva na ne pozor.
He's got nothing to do with the plants,
Nemá nič s tými rastlinami
nothing to do with the field.
ani s polom.
He's independent of all of that.
Je nezávislý od toho všetkého.
He works in the field,
Pracuje na poli,
he visits it,
navštevuje ho,
but he doesn't live in the field, he's not from the field.
ale nežije tam, nie je odtiaľ.
Brother Jim,
Jim,
what is the field?
čo je to pole?
The fields of wheat and the tares. And the,
So the field is not the wheat or the tares.
Takže pole nie sú ani pšenica, ani ten kúkol.
The wheat are the children of God.
Sú to Božie deti.
We didn't look at what the tare was,
Nepozreli sme sa na to, čo je
tares are the children
pšenica.
of the wicked.
so you'll give us that. The tares
Pšenica
are the children.
sú Božie deti.
We'll put Satan if you're okay
Pardon,
with that.
áno, pšenica sú Božie deti. Ten plevel
My
sú
question is, what is the
satanové deti.
field?
Čo je to pole?
The field's the medium that they,
So I'll stop you there.
Zastavím ťa.
Where did you get that the tares was the children of Satan? Where did you know that?
Odkiaľ si to zobral, že plevel sú deti satana?
You read it.
Čítal
So
si
you
to?
read it in Matthew 13. Let's go there.
Matúšovi 13. Poďme sa tam pozrieť.
We're in Matthew 13,
Sme v Matúšovi 13
and we are in from verse
38.
37 to verse 42. We're in that range.
a sme v tej časti veršov 37 až
Remember
42.
36.
36.
Paraphrase the last part of 36, Brother Jim.
Skús nám prerozprávať tú poslednú časť toho 36.
Paraphrase that. The last part of 36. Tell me who's speaking and what are they saying.
Kto tu hovorí a čo?
It's, it's the disciples that are talking and they're,
Good. So the disciples are talking.
Takže hovoria učeníci,
His disciples came unto him saying, so his disciples are talking,
oni prišli a hovoria,
Also sie sprechen.
tell us about the parable of the tares.
explain the parable for us, please.
vysvetli nám prosím to podobenstvo.
And I asked you, where did you find this information about the wheat and tares? And you said it was verse
38.
Wo findet man das?
Kde si našiel túto informáciu o kúkoli a
verse
pšenici?
38.
Verš
The
38.
good, it says seed, the good plants are the children of the kingdom,
Der gute Same ist
37. A on riekol, počkať, nie, 38.
the tares are the children of the wicked one.
Dobré semeno sú synovia kráľovstva, kúkol sú synovia toho
easy now.
zlého.
What's the field?
Čo je pole?
denn das Feld.
It's the world.
It's the world.
Pole je svet.
Good. So the field is the world.
Also das Feld
Takže pole je svet.
Sister Aileen,
Elin?
what does the world mean
Čo
in
znamená
this
svet
context?
v tomto kontexte?
I think it's the world where we live.
The world where we live.
Svet, v ktorom žijeme.
Can you explain it with a different word instead of saying it's the world where we live?
The
Môžeš
place,
to vysvetliť?
The place where we live?
Miesto, kde žijeme?
And what is the name of that place?
A to je čo?
Because you don't mean Portugal,
Asi tým nemyslíš
and you
Portugalsko?
don't mean Europe.
Európu?
What's the place when we don't use the word world?
Was ist denn der Platz, der Ort? Wir nehmen nicht das Wort Welt.
What would it look like?
Ako to vyzerá?
Round. Okay, good. So this is the field equals the world.
Takže to pole je náš celý svet, Zemegula.
Yeah. So I'll call it the earth.
Nazvem to Zem.
Okay with that? So Jesus says the field is the earth.
Ježiš hovorí, že to pole je Zem.
So the servants,
Služobníci
are they from planet Earth?
sú z planety Zem?
No, they're not from there.
Nie.
They work there,
Pracujú tam,
but they're not from there.
ale nie sú odtiaľ.
We okay with that?
Súhlasíme?
They're just observers of what's going on Earth.
Oni len sledujú to, čo sa deje na Zemi.
That's what the parable teaches.
Toto nás učí to podobenstvo.
Now, we haven't proven
Nedokázali sme,
that the servants are us.
že tí služobníci sme my.
Just to make sure, we haven't proven that. I've just stated it as a
Ja
fact.
som to len povedal ako fakt.
So I'm hoping that we're all comfortable with that,
Dúfam, že s týmto súhlasíme
and we don't want to start making these real angels.
a nejdeme z toho robiť anielov.
Is everybody okay with that?
Súhlasíte s tým?
So we've got two different perspectives of us.
Takže máme dve rôzne perspektívy nás.
I want to call it the problem.
Chcem to nazvať problém.
There's something gone wrong, isn't there?
No niekde je chyba, nie?
So we're either part of the problem,
Buď
On the field.
sme súčasťou toho problému na tom poli,
we're humans who live on this planet and there's a problem here.
sme ľudia žijúci na tejto planete, kde je problém
And we're part of that.
a sme toho súčasťou,
Or we're
alebo
not part of the problem.
nie sme súčasťou toho
We're
problému
just observers of that problem.
a len to sledujeme.
Two different perspectives.
Dve rôzne perspektívy.
Now, when we come to Anna Phillips' story,
Keď prídeme k príbehu Anna Phillips,
she says
ona hovorí,
the image of the beast
že obraz šelmy
comes before the close of probation.
prichádza pred záverom milosti.
That's what she said.
To je to, čo ona hovorí.
At least Garmeyer said that. And Ellen White says that's error.
Ellen Whiteová hovorí, že je to chyba.
That's not consistent.
To nie je konzistentné.
What does consistent mean?
Čo znamená konzistentné?
It's not firm.
Nie je to
It's
pevné
not established
a ustanovené
in an order.
po poriadku.
Yeah. Remember, it's things that are standing, not independent of one another, but things that are coming together. For instance, a body.
Pamätajte, že veci nie sú nezávislé jedna od druhej, ale sú spojené ako v jedno
It
telo.
wouldn't be consistent to have a leg attached to your shoulder.
No, to by nebolo konzistentné mať nohu na ramene.
So this is not consistent,
Toto nie je konzistentné.
but this is to have the image of the beast before the close of probation.
Ale toto áno, že máme obraz šelmy pred záverom milosti.
And you might say,
Môžete povedať,
well, that's obvious.
že to je jasné.
But the problem is,
Problém je,
even we have made mistakes on this issue.
že aj my sami sme spravili chybu v tomto.
We have been tricked
Boli sme
and made
oklamaní.
mistakes on this consistency or this order.
Urobili sme chybu v tomto poriadku. Nebolo to
Image of the beast is the
konzistentné.
great test.
Obraz šelmy je veľká skúška.
Sister Kathy, for whom?
Pre koho?
For the people of God.
Pre Boží ľud.
We take that straight from the quote.
To máme priamo z toho citátu.
So this is the story about testing God's people.
To je príbeh o skúšaní Božieho ľudu.
We go from the image of the beast to the mark of the beast.
Ideme z obrazu šelmy k znameniu šelmy.
We'll just stop there.
Tu zastavíme.
Brother Arian, how
Arian,
do you get from image of the beast to mark of the beast?
ako sa dostaneš od obrazu šelmy k znameniu šelmy?
There are a number of ways to do it.
Je niekoľko spôsobov, ako to urobiť.
And we didn't have a comprehensive story,
Môžeme mať takú celistvý príbeh.
but we did have an explanation.
Nemáme
So tell us-
vysvetlenie? Či máme?
Either the quote or the verse that we went to,
Buď ten citát alebo verš, ku ktorému sme išli,
and just then try to briefly explain the logic of how we go from image of the beast to mark of the beast.
pokúsime sa v krátkosti vysvetliť, ako sme sa dostali od obrazu šelmy k znameniu šelmy.
We were, in Re-
First, tell us where we're going to go.
we were in Revelation 14:9,
So we're in Revelation 14, verse 9.
Boli sme v Zjavení 14:9.
and there it says that we should not worship the beast and his image,
Tam sa píše, aby sme neúctievali šelmu a jej
Worship the
obraz.
beast or the image of the beast. It says, or his image.
Že nemáme uctievať šelmu alebo jej obraz.
and receive his mark.
A dostať
And we
jeho
said, do not take his mark.
obraz, jeho znamenie.
And when it says his mark, we said the beast mark. So then we had the mark of the beast. That's what's on the board.
A vlastne to jeho znamenie je znamenie tej šelmy.
So we're in 14.9.
Sme v Zjavení 14.9.
So can you explain how you get from image of the beast to mark of the beast?
Takže skús nám vysvetliť, ako sa dostaneme od obrazu k znameniu šelmy.
So you either worship the beast or the image.
Ty budeš uctievať tú šelmu alebo jej obraz.
Oh, sorry. So, actually, do we need to
I
repeat
have a
it?
mic here.
He's got a mic there, so I need to do that. I just remember. Yeah.
Okay. Also wir beten entweder das Tier an oder das Bild.
And we argued if you worship him, you obey him, or you bow down.
Wir haben oder
Keď ho uctievame, sa mu pokloníme,
vor ihm niederbeugt oder dass man ihn anbetet, wenn man
poslúchame ho, alebo ju.
And when you do so, you receive the mark on your forehead. You come close and you receive the mark on your forehead.
Keď to robíme, získame jeho znamenie.
geht man so, da kommt man da immer so näher heran.
Priblížime sa k nemu.
Das Malzeichen.
So when you worship him,
Also wenn man
Keď ho uctievame,
I'm not sure if it's a cause and effect or you could say it's the same thing.
bin mir nicht sicher, ob man
nie som si istý, či je to príčina a následok, alebo je jedno a tá istá vec.
ob es das gleiche ist.
Cause and effect would say you worship him and effect you receive the mark.
Príčina a následok je, že uctievaš ho a tak získaš to znamenie.
Betet ihn an und dann erhält man das Malzeichen.
You could maybe also argue that it's the same thing.
A
Receiving the mark,
keď povieme,
is
že
worshiping him. But
Keď povieme, že je to to isté, tak to, že dostaneme to znamenie, je, že ho uctievame.
Ist dieses Malzeichen zu erhalten, aber ich glaube, ich nehme die erste Version.
so that's what I would say. You have the image,
Takže ja by som povedal, že máš obraz,
Man das Bild hat,
you worship it,
man betet
uctievaš ho
you receive the mark.
a získaš znamenie.
das Malzeichen.
That's how I would say you get from image of the beast to mark of the beast.
Da würde ich sagen, so
Čiže ja to vidím takto. Takto sa dostaneš od obrazu šelmy k znameniu šelmy.
Does anybody have any questions?
Má niekto nejaké otázky?
It says in English, the mark in his forehead. Is it the same as we can say at his forehead?
Do you mean on when you say at?
It says here in.
Also die Frage im Englischen
To som nepočula.
heißt es in seiner Stirn. Die Frage ist es also in seiner Stirn oder auf seiner Stirn?
So in our study,
V našom štúdiu
we didn't focus upon the forehead or the hand.
sme sa nezameriavali na to čelo a na ruku,
Let me see if we can find something. Trying to find a Spirit of Prophecy quote.
snažím sa nájsť citát sestry Whiteovej.
So I'll just do this. Let me try and find a decent quote. Education. Okay, I found the quote. I just want to find a good one.
Chcel by som nájsť dobrý citát. Jeden som už našiel, ale hľadám iný.
Last day events, 4 BC. So we'll go to a Bible commentary.
Pôjdeme do biblického komentára.
Are they available in German? Last Day Events is the book. We'll go to Last Day Events instead.
Pôjdeme do udalostí posledných dní, tam to je tiež.
This is LDE
LDE
219.
219.
So before we were in LDE 227, now we're in 219.
Predtým sme robili LDE 227, teraz 219.
That was chapter 16, we're in chapter 15.
V 15. kapitole sme predtým boli v 16.
Question is,
Otázka je,
is the mark on the forehead or in the forehead?
či je to znamenie na čele alebo v
So this
čele.
is taken from manuscript 173.
Toto je z MR 173.
From
To sú rukopisy.
219. 4.
219, 4. odstavec.
Das ist im Deutschen Christus kommt bald, Zeitung 156, Paragraph 2. 156, Paragraph 2.
The original source is MS 173 1902.
Ten pôvodný zdroj je MS
That's where it's originally
173.
Manuscripts in the original format do not have
To sú
codings for each paragraph.
tie rukopisy. Tam v tom pôvodnom neboli odstavce.
Just as soon as the people of God are sealed in their foreheads,
Hneď ako Boží ľud je zapečatený na jeho čelách,
which explains, it is not
Teraz
any
vysvetlí.
seal or mark that can be seen.
nie je to pečať alebo znamenie, ktoré môže byť vidieť.
So the seal of God
Takže tá Božia pečať
is not a mark that can be seen,
nie je znamenie, ktoré je viditeľné,
but is an experience.
ale je to skúsenosť.
And just when you've got to the end of that
A
experience,
keď prídeme ku konci tej skúsenosti,
then the end will come,
príde koniec.
whatever the end is.
Čokoľvek tým koncom je.
In this context, it's the shaking.
V tomto kontexte je to triebenie.
So the shaking will come
Príde triebenie,
when this process has been completed.
kedy tento proces je dokončený, dokonaný.
The process is an experience that you have,
Ten proces tej skúsenosti, ktorú máme,
a mental experience.
je to mentálna skúsenosť.
So the seal
Takže pečať
in the forehead,
na tom čele,
just like Revelation 14 verse 9,
ako zjavenie 14.9,
where it talks about a mark,
tam je to znamenie.
and what it tells you it can't be seen,
Ellen Whiteová hovorí, že to nie je viditeľné.
and she tells you why it can't be seen.
A hovorí nám prečo.
Are you there, Brother Wolfgang?
Si tam?
Why
Wolfgang?
can't it be seen?
Prečo to nemôže byť viditeľné?
Can't be seen because
Prečo to nemôže byť viditeľné?
In the truth, you cannot see that.
I don't need to translate.
Es ist ein sich in die Wahrheit setzen.
It's because it's an experience.
Je to preto, lebo je to skúsenosť.
Eine Erfahrung ist.
These are thoughts and feelings
To sú myšlienky a pocity,
that a person has,
ktoré má ten človek.
so that their thoughts will never change, and
Takže
their
tie
feelings will never
myšlienky
change.
sa už nikdy nezmenia, ani pocity.
What would change our thoughts and feelings?
Čo mení naše myšlienky a pocity?
Two things.
Dve veci.
Three, perhaps. Two. Satan could change them,
Satan ich môže zmeniť?
or our experience,
Alebo naša skúsenosť?
some external force,
Nejaká taká vonkajšia sila.
some experience that you have.
Skúsenosť, ktorú máme.
They'd be the two things that really change your thought or your feeling.
Dve veci, ktoré môžu zmeniť naše myšlienky alebo pocity.
So we'll take Satan out.
Takže necháme Satana mimo.
So an experience would be
Skúsenosť je,
the government creates a law
že vláda urobí určitý zákon,
that law will impact you
to bude mať na nás vplyv
deine Auswirkungen auf dich
and it will make you change your thinking and your feeling.
a budeme musieť zmeniť naše myslenie a pocity.
und deine Gefühle verändern.
Once you're sealed,
Keď sme už zapečatení,
you're now settled.
tak sme ukotvení
So settled that you won't move
tak, že sa už nepohneme
in your thinking
v našom
and
myslení
in your emotions.
a emóciách.
That's what the seal is.
To je pečať.
So obviously you can't see it or feel it.
Nemôžete to vidieť alebo cítiť.
Even if you did surgery,
Aj keby ste urobili operáciu,
open someone's brain,
otvorili niekoho mozog,
you looked into their forehead, you still can't see this thing.
pozrite sa na ich čelo, nie je to tam vidieť.
So that's why in 14:9,
Preto zjavenie 14.9,
the mark is in the person's forehead.
to znamenie je na čele, alebo v čele,
The experience that they're having.
to je skúsenosť, ktorú majú.
The hands, it says also in the hand.
So if you're going to take that same principle,
Keď zoberieme ten istý princíp,
can you have a thought or a feeling in your hand?
môžete mať myšlienku alebo pocit vo svojej
I'm
ruke.
not saying
Ja nevravím,
that hands don't have nerves, they do.
že ruky nemajú nervy, majú nervy,
But hands don't feel things.
ale oni veci necítia.
They have the ability to sense their surrounding,
Oni vedia cítiť ten,
but they don't have feelings.
to
Do
svoje
they?
okolie, ale nemajú pocity.
Okay with that?
Súhlasíme?
So when it says in the hand,
Takže keď sa to hovorí na
then
ruke,
the hand
alebo v ruke,
has to have,
tá ruka,
if we go with this definition,
ak pôjdeme podľa
has
tejto
to have some
definície,
thought,
tá ruka musí mať určité myšlienky
has to have some feeling.
a pocity.
So your hand is settled.
Takže aby tá ruka bola ukotvená.
Now obviously your hand doesn't have any ability to think or feel.
Ale ruka nemá schopnosť myslieť alebo mať pocity.
So what is your hand?
Čo je naša ruka?
Mr. Kathy, what's your hand? Part of your body.
Časť môjho tela.
That won't help.
My hand is connected to my thoughts and my emotions.
Meine Hand ist mit meinen Gedanken und meinen Emotionen verbunden.
And what's the connection?
Was ist
Aké je to prepojenie?
Experience.
How is it connected? What is the connection?
Wie sind die beiden miteinander verbunden?
Think about consistency,
Denk über die Beständigkeit nach,
which is order.
Order.
welches
Yeah.
Reihenfolge,
Aký je ten poriadok toho?
So from my mind to my hand.
also von meinem Verstand zu meiner Hand.
So we'll go with your forehead.
Also wir nehmen jetzt
Takže
It goes from your forehead to your hand.
z tvojho čela to ide na ruku,
It doesn't go from your hand to your forehead.
nie naopak z ruky na čelo.
deiner Stirn.
Does your hand do things
Robí tvoja ruka veci,
Dinge,
that your forehead doesn't agree with?
s ktorými nesúhlasí tvoje čelo?
nicht mit übereinstimmt.
Not when I'm settled.
Yes or no?
Ja, nein,
No.
nein.
Nie.
So of course it's not that straightforward to say no,
Samozrejme, tak jasne sa tie veci nedajú povedať,
because you say,
lebo hovoríš,
if your sister Shemaine,
ak si sestra Šimena,
that if there's a packet of crisps,
Dass wenn da eine,
že balíček čipsov,
chips, not cookies,
wenn da eine Packung von Chips ist,
your mind says no,
dann sagt
hlava vraví nie
and your hand says
und deine Hand
a ruka vraví
no.
nein.
nie,
She's good.
to je dobre.
Now if you're me,
Ale ak ste ja,
your mind says
Dann sagt deine
hlava vraví
no,
nie
and your hand says
a ruka vraví
Yes.
Áno.
So there can be a disconnect.
Tam nemôže byť nejaké
Now, of
neprepojenie.
course, the hand is not working independent of the mind.
Tá ruka nekoná nezávisle od
But your
hlavy,
hand
od
can do
mysle.
things that your mind does not agree with.
Ruka nemôže robiť veci, s ktorými mysel nesúhlasí.
Even though it's the mind that's controlling the hand.
Aj keď mysel ovláda ruku.
So there can be a disconnect.
Medzi nimi nemôže byť nesúlad alebo neprepojenie.
Separation
Rozdelenie.
between what you know to do
Nie je nesúlad medzi tým, čo vieme, že máme robiť
and what you actually do.
a čo naozaj robíme.
And we would call someone like that
My niekoho takého voláme
is someone who's out of control,
ako niekto, kto je mimo kontroly.
keine Kontrolle über sich hat,
like me.
so wie ich.
Brother Wolfgang, you had your hand
Wolfgang?
The question from you?
up. No, you had your hand up, I thought.
It's solved.
Solved? Okay. You had your hand up?
What I want to say is if the hands
Could you speak into this one, or
if the hand doesn't do the thing what the mind want, it's not real the hand because you cannot control your mind. So out of control is not out of control of the body. I think it's the mind still. You're confused. You're not fixed on your mind. Yeah.
okay? Come back to verse 9.
Poďme sa vrátiť do 9. verša.
So we hadn't looked at the forehead or the hand.
Nepozerali sme sa na čelo alebo na ruku.
In fact, we still have an outstanding question about that.
Ešte máme o tom
I
otázku.
haven't answered. We went to verse 9.
Išli sme do 9.
And we
verša.
went from image of the beast to mark of the beast.
Od obrazu šelmy k znameniu šelmy.
Is everybody happy?
S týmto súhlasia všetci?
Are you happy, Sister Tamina? Yeah? Anything that we missed in that explanation?
Niečo sme tu vynechali ešte v tom vysvetlení?
Anything we missed? Did we miss anything in that explanation? Okay. So we missed a couple of things.
Niečo sme ale vynechali.
To be in agreement with the mind, then if the mind's sealed and the hand is sealed, the hand can't be sealed unless the mind is sealed, can it?
That's correct, yes.
Also die Hand kann nicht versiegelt werden.
Nepočula som, to je diskusia nejaká.
So if we're okay to move away from the forehead and the hand,
Takže ak sa môžeme od toho pohnúť, od tej ruky a toho čela.
Sister May had a problem in verse 9.
Sestra May má problém v 9. verši.
And what was your problem?
Aký je ten problém?
You did. What was your problem?
Aký bol ten tvoj problém?
Just give me the word.
The mark of the beast?
No. His.
His is not there.
The problem.
His. Tam je to
The
slovo
problem
jeho.
was the word his.
Tam je slovo jeho.
Sein oder seine, ja, sein war das Problem.
Sister Catherine, why did she have a problem with his?
Prečo má tam problém s tým slovom jeho?
What was her point?
O čo jej išlo?
because it's added. It's the editors put it in there.
So she had a problem about it's italicized.
Je to kurzívou, takže to tam pôvodne nie
She
je.
doesn't complain about other added words.
Tie ostatné pridané slova jej tam nevadia.
So in verse 14,
V 14. verši 14.
the
kapitoly
word one is italicized.
tam je tiež slovo kurzívou.
You have a problem with that?
To jej nevadí.
14.
14.
Not going to read the verse. You have a problem with that word one?
Tam je slovo kurzívou a tam ti
She
to
doesn't have
slovo
a word
nevadí.
problem with italicized words. What's her problem in verse 9, Sister Catherine?
A v 9. verši má aký problém? My tam máme, že jej obrazu a v angličtine je jeho obrazu. Tak to slovo jeho.
That it's not identified which his it's talking about.
It's not
The
identified.
image or the mark or the beast.
I'm going to speak on her behalf.
Nechcem hovoriť za
And I'm
ňu.
going to say her problem was that it was identified who it was.
Mala problém s tým, že tam bolo identifikované, kto to je,
Because it says his mark.
lebo sa tam píše jeho
Go a
obraz.
few words back.
Máme jej obraz.
What word do you pick up, Sister Catherine?
A pár slov dozadu bolo
Beast.
Sorry?
Beast. Oh. Image?
No.
Oh, yeah. Alright. I'm confused.
His.
Image.
No, his.
Oh, his. Yeah.
Are we there? Okay.
jeho.
So it says his image, his mark. She already knew that.
Jej
Didn't explain that
obraz,
connection, but she
jej
saw it.
znamenie, ale v angličtine je to jeho obraz, jeho znamenie.
She saw it. So she says the mark,
Ona hovorí, že to znamenie,
his must be whom?
to jeho, to musí byť koho?
Whom?
The beast.
It must be the beast.
To musí byť tá šelma.
You can proof text it in the verse.
A skúsme to ukázať z toho verša.
And our story doesn't talk about that. What's our story?
A náš príbeh o tom nehovorí. Čo je náš príbeh?
Our story is here.
Ten je tu.
What's our story?
Čo je ten náš príbeh?
Is it about the beast?
No,
Je
it's about
to
the image of the beast.
o
So
šelme?
our story says what?
Ten náš príbeh hovorí čo?
To,
The mark of the beast.
and the verse says,
The beast.
Čo hovorí ten
so the
verš?
verse says
Verš hovorí,
it's the mark of the beast, not the mark of the image.
že je to znamenie šelmy, nie znamenie obrazu.
We okay with that? So
Súhlasíme?
the verse doesn't read the way we want it to.
Ten verš sa nepíše tak, ako my by sme chceli.
That will be clipped nicely, won't it? We want the verse to say something and it doesn't say what we want.
Chcem, aby ten verš niečo povedal a on to nehovorí.
Fix the problem, Sister Tamina.
Tamina vysvetlí to.
Brother Arian has explained it. I just want to do a few finishing touches.
Brat Arian to vysvetlil, ja len chcem dať tomu taký záverečný, sa to dotknúť.
How are we going to tidy that up?
Ako to dáme dokopy? Obraz je kópia tej šelmy.
So the image means copy. Image means copy. So image of the beast means copy of the beast.
Takže obraz šelmy je kópia tej šelmy.
If the beast has a mark, that means the copy of the beast must also have a mark.
Ak tá šelma má znamenie, tak aj obraz šelmy, tá kópia tej šelmy tiež musí mať znamenie.
And that's based upon the point that Brother Arian made.
A toto nám hovoril brat Arian.
You have two options.
Máme dve možnosti.
Worship
Uctievanie
leads to mark,
vedie k znameniu,
or
alebo
worship is mark.
uctievanie je to znamenie.
Everybody get the difference between the two?
Máte rozdiel medzi tými dvoma?
If I ask you what's the definition of worship,
Keď sa vás pýtam, čo je definícia uctievania,
you could say
mohli by ste povedať
mark.
znamenie.
Worship equals mark.
Uctievanie je to znamenie.
Or you could say,
Alebo by ste mohli
worship
povedať,
leads to mark.
že uctievanie vedie k znameniu.
We did not fully analyze which option we would go for.
Plne sme neanalyzovali, že ktorú voľbu si zvolíme.
So at the moment, you're free to make whichever choice you want.
Čiže teraz máte slobodu si zvoliť, čo chcete.
I think in the class I stated as a fact,
Ja som to tu povedala ako fakt.
without proving it, I mean,
Myslím tak, že som to nedokázal.
that it's the second option, worship equals mark.
Že je to tá druhá možnosť, že uctievanie
And I
je
think Brother
znamenie.
Arian has just said,
Brat Arian povedal,
worship leads to mark.
že uctievanie vedie k znameniu.
So we can see it differently
Dá sa na to pozrieť rôzne.
because we haven't studied it.
Ešte sme to neštudovali.
After we studied, we should all come into unity on which one it is.
Po štúdiu by sme mali prísť k jednote, že ktoré z toho to je.
And like every small piece of detail, it becomes important.
Každý malý detail sa stane dôležitým.
Option 1,
Prvá možnosť.
worship leads to mark.
Uctievanie vedie k tomu
Option
znameniu.
2,
Druhá možnosť.
worship equals mark.
Uctievanie je znamenie.
It's an important distinction, but we're not looking at that because it's not germane to our study.
Toto je dôležitý rozdiel, ale teraz sa na to nepozeráme.
We'll go with either one.
Môžeme zobrať to
So
alebo
we're going
to.
to go with option 1, which is the one Brother Arian showed us.
Vezmeme to, čo navrhol brat Arian, tú prvú možnosť.
Beast, image of the beast.
Šelma,
So I'm
obraz
just repeating
šelmy.
what he just told us
Toto by malo byť, čo nám povedal.
in connection with what Sister Tamina told us,
V spojitosti s tým, čo nám povedala Tamina
and in connection with the question that Sister May brought to us.
a tiež s otázkou, čo vravela sestra May.
We have two things. We already know that.
Máme dve veci, to vieme.
What do we do with this person?
Čo robíme s týmto človekom?
We worship him,
Uctievame ho
and we worship him.
a uctievame ho.
So worship
Takže
leads to what?
uctievanie vedie k čomu?
The mark.
K
So
znameniu.
if worship leads to mark,
Ak uctievanie vedie k znameniu,
then worship of the image of the beast
potom uctievanie znamenia šelmy,
will also lead to mark.
nie znamenia obrazu, tiež vedie k
And
znameniu.
this will lead to the mark
Toto povedie k znameniu
of his authority.
jeho autority,
We call it the mark of the beast.
to je znamenie šelmy.
His authority is what?
Jeho autorita je čo?
His ability
Jeho schopnosť
to make you think and feel in a certain way.
to, že budete rozmýšľať a cítiť určitým
And
spôsobom.
not only think and feel in a certain way, but behave in a certain way.
A nielen rozmýšľať a cítiť, ale sa aj správať určitým spôsobom.
If there's consistency,
A ak je to konzistentné,
as a person thinketh,
to ako človek rozmýšľa,
so is his hand.
tak aj činí. Taká
Yes.
jeho ruka.
Now, if you're inconsistent,
Ak sme nekonzistentní,
how you think,
ako
there's a
rozmýšľate,
disconnect between how you behave.
nie je spojené s tým, ako sa správate.
The image of the beast
Obraz
will
šelmy,
be worshipped.
uh,
When you worship, you will end up receiving a mark.
je uctievaný a vtedy dostaneme to znamenie.
And it's not the mark
A to nie je znamenie
of the image.
obrazu,
It has to be the mark of the beast.
ale je to znamenie tej šelmy.
Because we wouldn't want a fake or a copy
My by sme nechceli to nepravé alebo takú kópiu.
or a replica. We'd want the original.
Chceme originál, nie repliku.
So that's how we did image of the beast to mark of the beast.
Toto sme robili s obrázom šelmy a znamením šelmy.
That's easy.
To je jednoduché.
Then we go from Mark of the Beast to Sunday law.
Potom ideme od znamenia
And
šelmy
we're
k
going to do
nedeľnému
that through
zákonu.
spirit of prophecy. We didn't go to a quote.
Nečítali sme citát.
Sister Aileen. What's the great test?
Elin, čo je tá veľká skúška?
It's on the board.
Je to na tabuli.
You have a choice.
Máme na výber.
What's your choice?
Čo máme na výber?
Is it if you receive the mark of the beast?
Mark of the beast? Or?
Znamenie šelmy alebo
Or the seal of God.
pečať
So
Božiu.
that's your choice. A or B.
A alebo B.
And that test
A táto skúška
happens where?
sa deje kde?
It happens at the Sunday law, of
Pri
course.
nedeľnom zákone.
So we are now part of that test.
My sme teraz
And I asked the
súčasťou
question,
tej
who knows
skúšky.
whether you passed or not?
Ako budeš vedieť, či si prešla alebo nie?
And people said, God.
Boh
Is
to
it God
rozhodne.
checking you?
Boh to rozhodne.
And Sister Tamina said,
Sestra Tamina povedala,
you said what? She said, God doesn't do anything.
Sestra Tamina povedala, že Boh
Took
nerobí
that
nič.
from which Bible verse, Brother Carl?
Odkiaľ to má, z ktorého verša?
Amos 3:7. Good.
Amos 3.7.
Amos 3:7 says what?
A ten hovorí čo?
Gott ist einen Propheten.
So God won't do anything
Boh neurobi nič
without,
bez
I'm going to
toho,
say, consulting or communicating with his prophets.
bez toho, aby to neoznámil svojim služobníkom prorokom. Amos 3.7.
This doesn't mean that God nothing does.
So it
He first has to go to the prophets and then he does something.
Das bedeutet nicht unbedingt, dass er nichts macht, sondern eigentlich, dass er erstmal zu den Propheten geht und dann tut er etwas.
yes.
Ja.
That's why we smiled when we did that.
Das ist, warum wir so gelächelt
Neviem prečo, teda
It's not accurate
neviem,
to the
čo sa
to the
rozoberá.
verse.
Nepočula som.
So we went where?
Išli sme kam?
This reference is not on the board.
Toto nie je na tabuli.
Do you have it, Sister Suellen? The reference for God not doing anything.
To, že Boh nič nerobí.
No. That was the Bible verse that Sister Tamina
To
had.
sme
but
mali
I
biblický
took it
verš.
somewhere else. It's not in the Bible. Do you have it in you have that reference? It was towards the end of the class, so it probably wouldn't be on a page before that.
Robili sme to na konci hodiny vtedy.
Good. GC
GC, veľký spor,
343, paragraph 2.
343.
Paragraph 2 im Englischen, großer Kampf, Seite 346, Paragraph 2 im Deutschen.
What does that say, Brother Carl?
Čo nám to hovorí?
Don't read it, paraphrase. You can't remember?
No,
Okay. See if you can find it.
I was in the paragraph 1.
Pozri sa, či to môžeš nájsť.
Is it paragraph 1 or 2?
No, but
Oh.
I have the mistake.
You?
I have the error.
Oh, you made a mistake?
Yes.
Okay.
There's written that God gives the job to the Holy Spirit and then the Holy Spirit to the people of God's people.
Also, dass Gott diese Aufgabe
Neviem, či som dobre počula, že Boh dá neviem čo, Duchu Svetému a Duch Svätý to dá
God,
ľuďom.
through the Holy Spirit,
Boh skrze Ducha Svätého
directs his servants here on earth.
usmerňuje svoj ľud na tejto zemi.
seine Diener hier auf der Erde.
Is it direct?
Ja, it's direct.
So, we have it here.
Wir haben es
Máme to tu.
So, we have a chiasm, if you
Máme
remember.
taký chiasmus.
God,
Boh
through the Holy Spirit,
cez Ducha Svätého
directs human beings.
usmerňuje ľudí.
Let's put servants.
Dám sem služobníkov.
So this is GC 343.
To je GC 343.
So the people who are going to do the work of checking,
Takže tí, ktorí budú robiť to dielo toho
say that, I shouldn't say
kontrolovania
the
alebo
people,
toho
the person
sledovania,
that does the checking are going to be the servants
ten, kto to robí, to je služobník,
who have been empowered by the Holy Spirit,
ktorý bol zmocnený Duchom Svätým,
who's been sent by God.
poslaný Bohom.
And then all we did
A potom
is we read, I think, the next sentence,
v ďalšej vete sme čítali,
same paragraph,
v tom istom odstavci,
and you'll see
a uvidíme,
that it's reads in the opposite way.
že sa to píše naopak.
So if someone can read that first sentence,
Ak niekto môže prečítať tú prvú vetu,
I don't think I've kept it up. No, I think I've removed it. Shall I read then? God, by his Holy Spirit, directs his servants on earth.
Boh svojim svätým duchom usmerňuje svojich služobníkov na zemi.
And then in the next sentence,
V ďalšej vete
it says, men
sa píše,
are instruments
že ľudia
in
sú
the hand of
nástroje
God.
v Božej ruke.
So all I picked up was
To, čo som stade vyťahol, bolo,
that it reverses it. It says men, hand, and God.
teraz je to v opačnom poradí. Človek, Božia
We
ruka
said this
a
was using Miller's
Boh.
rule number 5.
Keď používame Millerovo pravidlo 5,
And Miller's rule number 5 is in 3 parts.
v 3 častiach,
It's part 1.
prvá časť,
Let the Bible explain itself.
nech Biblia vysvetľuje sama seba.
5.2.
A
It's
druhá
allowed to
časť,
do that
môže to robiť,
because it's a rule unto itself.
lebo ona sama si je pravidlom.
What does that mean, a rule unto itself?
Čo to znamená, že si je sama pravidlom?
In plain language.
V takom jasnom jazyku.
Brother Arian, are you there?
Brat Arian?
Yeah? No. Rule number 5.
5. pravidlo.
The Bible needs to be its own expositor because it is a rule unto itself.
Biblia sa vysvetľuje sama, lebo ona je pravidlo sama o sebe.
Is that a fair quote? So it's part B.
Čas B.
What does it mean it is a rule unto itself?
Čo to znamená, že je to pravidlo samé o sebe?
Explain that in plain language.
Takým jasným jazykom.
While you're doing that,
Kým to
I did
robíš,
part 1. The Bible is its own expositor.
Biblia sa sama vysvetľuje,
I'm going to say the Bible is its own dictionary.
alebo Biblia je si sama sebe slovníkom.
Expositor means explainer.
Vysvetľuje sama seba.
I'm asking you to do part B.
Čas B.
Part B was
Because it is a rule unto itself.
Je to pravidlo samé o sebe.
What does that mean?
Čo to znamená?
because we said yesterday the rule is a law.
Wir haben gesagt, dass dieser Maßstab eine Regelung ist.
So the Bible is a law,
Also die Bibel ist dann ein
Biblia je
a
zákon,
standard
štandard,
in itself.
sám o sebe.
What does that mean?
Čo to znamená?
Usually you would, if you have something, you have to compare it with something else, or compare and contrast with something different.
Also wenn man
Keď máme niečo, čo medzi sebou porovnávame,
We're comparing two different things.
porovnáme dve rozdielne veci,
But in this case,
tomto prípade
the two different things are the same.
tie dve rozdielne veci sú tie isté.
So in this case, the two different things are the same thing.
Čiže dve rozdielne veci sú tie isté.
This part B is not easy.
Tá druhá časť nie je jednoduchá
And I think often we don't spend enough time on this.
a veľa času častokrát tomu nedávame.
And Miller's wording is not easy to discern.
Spôsob, ako to Miller vlastne popisuje, nie je jednoduché rozpoznať.
Brother Wolfgang.
I would say
Wolfgang?
it's not allowed to interpret this rule. This rule is fixed. You cannot. It's not movable.
Also dieser Maßstab, diese Regel ist
You
unbewegbar.
cannot touch it.
What rule?
Touch it.
Welche Regel?
What
Number
rule?
5.
No, it doesn't mean that.
Das bedeutet,
Nie, toto
Let me
neznamená.
ask you a question.
Spýtam sa
Oh,
otázku.
The Bible has its own structure,
die Bibel hat ihre eigene Struktur.
so you can through the structure, like the chiasm, that we can get more information.
Biblia je štruktúra, z ktorej získame viac informácií.
Okay, let me ask a question.
Ja sa spýtam otázku.
Sister Tamina,
Schwester Tamina.
we're going to get a dictionary.
Zoberieme slovník
Strong's.
Die
Strongov,
The book Strong's Concordance.
Strongovú konkordanciu.
It's a bit more than a concordance.
To je trošku viac ako len konkordancia.
Concordance, we're familiar with the word concord.
Poznáme to slovo concord.
It's called a concordance
Konkordancia
because in this Bible,
sa to nazýva, lebo v
This
tejto
book.
Biblii
the word Jesus
slovo Ježiš
is found in many verses, many books.
sa nachádza v mnohých veršoch, v mnohých knihách.
Are they in concord?
Sú v súhlase? Konkorde?
No,
Nie,
because it's scattered.
lebo je to...
So you want to get
lebo sú
a
rozhádzané.
book
Takže chceme knihu,
that puts the word Jesus
ktoré slovo Ježiš
into concord,
dá do súhlasu alebo do
which
konkordu,
means what?
čo znamená
Together.
dokopy, dohromady.
So Strong's Concordance
Strongová konkordancia
will have the word Jesus,
má slovo Ježiš
and then it will say
a potom povie
Matthew
Matúš
1x,
1x,
and then Matthew
Matúš
5y,
5y,
and then it will say Acts
skutky
7t.
7t.
It gives all the verses
Dá nám to všetky tie
that
verše,
has the word Jesus,
ktoré majú slovo
brings
Ježiš,
them all together,
dá ich dokopy
so you have concord.
a máme konkord.
So that's why we call it a concordance.
Preto sa to nazýva konkordancia.
But it has a different function.
Ale má aj inú funkciu.
By the way,
Mimochodom,
William Miller used Cruden's concordance,
William Miller používal Crudensovú konkordanciu.
and that is a true concordance.
To je skutočná konkordancia.
It did exactly what we just put on the board.
Tá spravila presne, čo sme
Strong,
tu napísali.
he's got two books in one,
Strong má dve knihy v jednej.
like say two for the price of one. He does a concordance,
Má konkordanciu.
and if you actually got the book, that's part one of that book is in two parts.
A máme knihu, ktorá má
There's a
dve
second
časti.
part.
Toto je tá druhá časť.
Which is a dictionary.
A to je slovník.
It's an interlanguage dictionary,
Je to slovník vlastne medzi jazykmi. Medzi
just like
jazyčmi.
Google Translate.
Ako Google Translate.
In fact, that's what it is.
Toto je.
It's Strong Translate, Strong's translation.
Strongový preklad.
So he's going to translate from Hebrew to English and then from Greek to English.
Čiže prekladá z hebrejčiny do angličtiny a z gréčtiny do angličtiny.
We don't call it a dictionary, we call it
Nenazývame to slovník, ale
a lexicon.
lexikon.
Are we all okay with that?
Áno? poznáme.
So we call it Strong's Concordance, but we should actually call it Strong's Lexicon, Strong's Dictionary.
Nazývame to Strongová konkordancia, mal by to byť skôr Strongov slovník alebo lexikon.
He says
On hovorí,
this Hebrew word,
že hebrejské slovo
gadal,
gadal,
hazon,
chazon,
means something.
znamená to a to.
How does he know what it means?
Ako vie, čo to znamená?
He must be following some
Musí následovať určité
some rule
pravidlo
of grammar or
gramatiky,
language to make
jazyka,
one word become another word in two separate languages.
jedno slovo sa stane iným slovom medzi dvoma
Now we'll go to
jazykmi.
someone else.
Nepôjdeme
3 friends. Their names are Brown, Driver, and Briggs.
Vezmem vás inde. Máme 3 priateľov,
So they
ich
get
mená
together
sú
And
Brown
they say, we don't like Strong.
a povedia, nemáme
Doesn't do
radi
a very
Stronga,
good job.
neurobil to dobre,
We can do a better job than he can.
urobíme to lepšie ako on.
So they go
Takže idú,
to the same Hebrew words that Strong goes to.
zoberú to isté hebrejské slovo ako Strong.
And what do they say?
A čo povedia?
Those words mean something different.
Povedia, že tie slova znamenajú niečo iné.
So Strong says this Hebrew word means something, and
Strong povie,
Mr. Brown
že
and his
toto slovo
friends say it means
znamená
something
niečo
else.
a Brown povie, že to znamená niečo iné.
Why did they come to different conclusions?
Prečo prišli k rozdielnym záverom?
Because they're not following
Pretože nejdú
the same rules.
podľa rovnakých
They
pravidiel.
see things differently.
Pozerajú na veci inak.
So Miller says
Miller hovorí,
the Bible
Biblia
can be its own dictionary
sa môže sama vysvetľovať. Môže si byť sama slovníkom,
because
lebo
it's a rule unto itself.
ona sama o sebe je pravidlom.
So we have not two different languages. What do we have?
Máme dva čo?
Two different
Nie dva rôzne jazyky, ale
two different interpretations,
dve rôzne
two
interpretácie,
mindsets.
spôsoby myslenia.
We have the book of Genesis.
Máme Genesis,
It's all right, it's rubbed out. We have the book of Genesis
máme knihu
and we have the
Genesis
book of Revelation.
a Zjavenie.
So we have two books.
Dve knihy,
One
jedna
is going to do what?
spraví čo?
The Bible is its own
Biblia sa sama
dictionary.
vysvetľuje sama slovníkom
So
sebe.
one, if I wanted to get the definition, I say, give me the definition of verse 7.
A chcel by som
verse 6.
vedieť definíciu verša 6 zo Zjavenia 14.
Tell me what everlasting gospel means.
Čo znamená večné evanjelium?
You would go to Webster's dictionary and find out.
Išli by sme do Websterovho slovníku a zistili.
But where should you go?
Kam by sme ale mali
Get a
ísť,
proper definition.
aby sme mali skutočnú definíciu?
To the book of Genesis.
Do Genesis.
Because the Bible is its own dictionary.
Lebo Biblia si je slovníkom sama sebe.
Now, if we had gone to Strong's
Ak pôjdeme do Stronga,
or Webster's
Webstera
or Brown Driver Briggs,
alebo Brown Driver Briggs,
they all give different answers
dajú rôzne odpovede,
because they're all following their own rules.
lebo každý z nich má svoje pravidlá.
The reason you can trust the Bible
Dôvod, prečo môžeme veriť Biblii,
to be an accurate definition
že má presnú definíciu,
is because John
je, že
follows
Jan
the same rules as Moses.
má tie isté pravidlá ako
They both
Mojžiš.
follow the same rules.
Idú podľa rovnakých pravidiel.
If they both follow the same rules,
Ak idú podľa rovnakých
you
pravidiel,
can have a proper definition
budeme mať správnu definíciu,
that you can trust.
ktorej môžeme dôverovať.
And in the example, did we give an example?
A v tom príklade
I don't think we gave an example.
nemyslím, že sme dali príklad.
Yes, we did.
Áno, dali.
This example here.
Tento tu.
In this example,
V tomto príklade
we can use Ellen White's writings
môžeme používať spisy Ellen Whiteovej,
to be the definition
aby boli definíciou
of Ellen White's writings.
jej spisov.
So if we were to ask, what is this hand,
Čiže keď sa spýtame, čo je to táto ruka,
or God's hand,
Božia ruka,
we'd all come up with our own explanation.
prídeme s našimi vlastnými vysvetleniami,
Because we're all following different rules.
lebo každý používame iné pravidlá.
Who are we going to trust?
Komu budeme teraz veriť?
If you go to Ellen White,
Keď pôjdeme do Ellen
she tells you
Whiteovej,
that this hand is the Holy Spirit,
ona nám povie, že tá ruka je Duch Svätý.
and you can trust that.
Tomu môžeme veriť.
The rule says the Bible, but we'll go with Ellen White.
My hovoríme o Biblii, ale myslíme aj
Ellen
Whiteovu.
White can explain herself
Ona vie vysvetliť sama seba,
because she
lebo ona
has internal consistency.
má vnútornú konzistenciu.
She'll always follow the same rules.
Vždy ide podľa rovnakých pravidiel.
So that's what part B means.
To znamená tá druhá časť.
Each of the Bible authors will always follow the same rules.
Každý z biblických autorov nasleduje tie isté pravidlá.
We haven't defined what that rule is.
My sme nedefinovali, čo to je to pravidlo.
We could say they're all obedient to God
Mohli by sme povedať, všetci poslúchajú Boha,
because they're all prophets.
sú všetci proroci,
They're all ambassadors,
sú to takí veľvyslanci
and an ambassador
a veľvyslanec
is a projection of the ruler.
projektuje toho vládcu, zobrazuje.
Because it's one ruler,
Je to jeden vládca,
when he sends his 3 servants, one after the other,
keď posiela svojich služobníkov prvého, druhého, tretieho,
will they all say the same thing?
všetci budú hovoriť tú istú vec?
Yes.
Áno,
Agree with that?
súhlasíme.
And when no one listens to them, who will he send?
A keď nikto ich nebude počúvať, koho pošle?
His son.
Svojho syna.
Does his son look like a servant?
Vyzerá jeho syn ako služobník?
No.
Nie,
But he will say
ale povie
the same thing.
to isté.
Will it sound the same?
Bude to znieť takisto?
No.
Nie.
It might be worded differently,
Možno to budú iné slova,
but it will be the same
ale bude to to isté.
because they're all extensions or projections of the owner.
Pretože oni všetci sú predĺženou rukou alebo takým obrazom toho vlastníka, toho vládcu.
Some people call him the householder, some people call him the father.
Niektorí ho nazývajú otec, niektorí hospodár.
So we just discussed some of the rules that we had,
Hovorili sme o niektorých tých pravidlách, ktoré sme mali,
but let's summarize the point that we've got to so far.
a zhrnieme to, kam sme sa zatiaľ dostali.
In the Sunday law history,
V dejinách nedeľného zákona
we tend to focus
máme tendenciu sa zameriavať
on the Anna Phillips version.
na verziu Anna Phillips.
The great test, the Sunday law test,
Veľká skúška nedeľného zákona,
that all of us are wrapped into in our thinking,
a všetci sme zamotaní v našom myslení do tohto.
some of us are scared,
Niektorí z nás sa boja,
we're anxious
alebo sú takí
whether we will pass or fail.
v úzkosti, či prejdú, alebo
So when it comes to the Sunday law,
padnú.
we tend to gravitate to this version here.
Čiže keď príde to na nedeľný zákon, tak sa zameriavame na túto verziu tu.
We're very uncomfortable
Nie sme spokojní s tým,
with taking this role,
aby sme zobrali túto
the
rolu,
role of a judger or a
rolu
judge,
sudcu,
the role of the person who makes decisions.
rolu toho, kto robí rozhodnutia.
We tend to think this is too holy and spiritual for us.
My si myslíme, že to je príliš svätá rola pre nás.
So, in summary,
v zhrnutí,
before we move to the next part of our study.
než pôjdeme k ďalšej časti štúdia.
In the Sunday law history,
V dejinách nedelného zákona
most Adventists
väčšina adventistov
gravitate to the place
by
of
chcela
the
byť na
person who is being tested.
mieste človeka, ktorý je skúšaný.
And all we're doing now
A to, čo
is
robíme
getting
teraz,
ready,
je, že sa pripravujeme.
preparing for that.
Pripravujeme sa
And that is
na,
an accurate representation of what's going to
na
happen.
ten nedelný zákon. Ale to nie je presný obraz toho, čo sa stane.
It is. We will be tested.
Budeme skúšaní.
We're supposed to prepare for that now.
Na to sa máme pripraviť, áno.
So that's what we've learnt thus far.
To sme sa naučili.
Let's pray.
Poďme sa pomodliť.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for your goodness.
Drahý nebeský Otče, ďakujeme ti za tvoju dobrotu.
Please bless us and direct us.
Prosíme, pomôž nám a usmerni
Help us,
nás.
Father, to be able to use these rules and these methods
Pomôž nám používať tieto pravidlá a metódy,
to help discover the beauty of your word.
aby nám pomohli objaviť
Please
krásu
be with
tvojho
us.
slova. Prosíme, buď s nami
And guide us.
a ved
In
nás.
Jesus' name we pray.
V mene Ježiša sa modlíme.
Amen.
Amen.